Hello, friends, and welcome back to King's Quest 6. We are denied entry to the castle to see our sweet girl in the tower, Princess Cassima. So we'll explore the Green Isle. Who is this?
There's a young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long, plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant, or even worse, a slave. The serving girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes.
But she looks so beautiful. Every time I see her, I think of the girl with the pearl earring.
The girl is too far away to hold a conversation with Alexander.
Maybe...
I've told you
whoops.
a million times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you. You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning. And get your veil back on. No one wants to look at your face.
Yes, stepmother.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the close-up. That definitely looks like the girl with the pearl earring. Ooh, she has a shrewd stepmother.
Red roses beautifully cover the top of the house's fence and gate arbor.
But with a shrewd stepmother, it makes me think that maybe there's a fairy tale for this young lady. I wish her the best. Perhaps I can steal a rose?
Alexander has not been invited to pick the family's roses.
All right, fair enough. A prince should not steal. I agree, Alexander.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
Take a look at this young lad here.
A young boy is happily swimming in the sea off the docks.
Good day. I'm Alexander. What are you doing in the sea?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm swimming. I mean, come join me. The water's wonderful. I can show you the way to the next island. Come on, jump in. A little water won't hurt you.
That's true. I don't think water would hurt me at all. Let's go.
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier. The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Ah!
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
You tricked me with your friendliness.
Help me. Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger.
What? Hey there, bone boys.
Next.
Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
Well, I don't think we should lose our faith in strangers, but I'm not sure if you caught the gold shine of his eyes. Something I pointed out before, and something we should know in the
What are
future.
you waiting for?
So I think we should avoid this young lad.
A worn wooden vessel has been dry docked on a jetty. The boat is in sad shape. A hole in the hull and the condition of its boards make it obvious that the vessel is no longer seaworthy. That's strange.
Whoa!
The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
I don't know. I saw a puff of smoke. Yahoy, mateys. Who be thar?
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, man, see if we can take this boat out, take a cruise.
Alexander promises himself that he will not...
Excuse me. My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me. I hear you used to run this ferry for the islands. I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
You say old Allie sent you? I can't see why. The ferry's not running, you know.
I understand. I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside. What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
We want to know everything. We're ready for our history lesson.
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well, for one thing, why has the island's only ferry been dry docked?
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see water again.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing. 'Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
Tell me more about the ferry.
I remember when I used to ferry Queen Ilaria and Princess Cassima themselves. There was no thought of danger back then. They used to go visiting to care for the needy and to keep up the friendly relations between the islands. I remember their last trip. Things had started getting nasty by then, and when they came back aboard, I gathered that the Queen and the Princess had been received a bit coldly. Princess Cassima was such a pretty thing, and she was terribly upset. But who could be spreading these lies, she asked the Queen, but the Queen had no answer. Me? I'm out of a job. The job my ancestors have held for generations. I'm the only one trained to avoid the reef and the rocks. But that knowledge does me no good now.
Is there no other boat on the island? One that might be more seaworthy?
Boats don't last long on these shoals, as you may have found out if you got here by ship. You can be quite sure that this old ferry is, or was, the only craft on the island.
Tell me more about Princess Cassima.
Ah, such a beautiful child, and so pure of heart. Why, a contrary thought has never crossed her mind. Her mother was the same. The king and queen, they served the islands, not the other way around, always thinking about the people. Ah, they are sorely missed.
What else can you tell me about the land?
Let's see. The Isle of Wonder's a lovely spot. A bit crazy, mind you. Gotta have a good sense of humor to enjoy a tour there.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The Isle of the Beast is pretty, but unfortunately, you can't get very far onto the island.
What else can you tell me about the land?
The inhabitants of the Isle of the Sacred Mountain are the most gorgeous creatures you'll ever see. If you ever get to see them, that is.
What else?
The Castle of the Crown sure is a beauty. She's the finest palace ever built, I'll warrant.
Got some interesting islands here. The Sacred Mountain, Wonder, Beasts.
Alexander is sitting inside the ferry's cabin. The place displays the neatness of a seaman and the sparseness of a bachelor. There are few frills and comforts in the rough wooden environment, but the sunlight shines cheerily on the oaken beams, and the portholes admit a pleasant breeze. The ferryman is a disgruntled-looking man who is probably a lot younger than he appears. Despite his tired air, he watches Alexander patiently. A table is positioned in front of two plain wooden chairs. The table consists of a board placed over a small barrel. There's a rabbit's foot on the table.
Hope you don't mind if I take this rabbit's foot.
There's nothing of interest on that particular part of the table.
Let's try that again.
There's nothing.
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought
We
you
got
much
it.
luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. It's a win-win for both of us. Maybe you'll have good luck without it, and I'll have luck with it. Farewell, ferryman.
Well, I think I'll be going now. Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
All right, yeah, we got our history lesson. These islands used to be so peaceful, with royalty that cared, but now there is some animosity brewing, and the princess is locked away. Yes, he did mention a map, so let's go get that map.
Good day. A mysterious old man also patronizes the pawn shop. He steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under his hood.
Done perusing books, eh?
Good day, sir.
The old man just glares at Alexander and does not reply.
Well, I guess we'll talk to somebody who's much friendlier.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Let's see what we have here. Certainly have a desire to travel. What do we have here?
Alexander has a love poem.
Ah, yes, the love poem. Well, I imagine our ring will do.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold. Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind. And I'll remember about the map.
Well, thanks, dude.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
Certainly wobbling indeed.
Master! I followed Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that!
Yes, Master.
Now, what is this about a magic map?
With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly
Quickly as I can. I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Yes, so those are the gold eyes, the genie Shamir. He's working against us.
Alexander takes a mint.
So we better take one of those mints. We can apparently intoxicate the genie with mint for some reason. Not sure if that's a reference or a joke of some sort that just kind of goes over my head, but that's how it works in the game, and now we know. So do not trust the gold eyes. Oh, there's the bird.
A nightingale perches on a high branch of the tree. She sings the most beautiful song Alexander has ever heard.
Well, let's sing with her.
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad.
Not bad at all, if I say so myself. See if we can talk to her.
Hello, little nightingale. Of what do you sing?
The nightingale only looks at Alexander curiously and continues to sing.
Yeah, we'll just get the nightingale used to our voice. Maybe we can warm her up to us. Oh, hello. I'm not princely enough to be above digging through somebody's trash.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
Well, I've played enough Legend of Zelda to know that bottles are always something to have around.
Alexander's carrying a little ink bottle. It appears to be empty.
Okay, well, I say we head to the beach. And let's explore these islands. A shuffle, 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 shuffle. Let's go ahead and save. Yes, that's what we'll do. Call this save. Island hopping.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
All right, so here are the islands. Sacred Mountain, Wonder, Crown, Beast. So we are here right now. That's where the castle is. So let's check out that Sacred
Alexander
Mountain.
feels a strange pulling sensation.
All right, what is this?
There appears to be something etched into the face of the cliff. Alexander decides to get closer.
Ignorance kills, wisdom elevates. So, just to kind of let you know, this mountain here, it's a big trial, and there's a lot of riddles that need to be solved. All the riddles have the solution in the manual. Of course they do. The good old Sierra tactics. Make sure you bought the game. Make sure you kept that manual.
Alexander notices an unusually large coal-black feather lying on the beach. There's an ugly flower growing near the base of the cliff.
It's not ugly at all. It's beautiful. We'll pick it for
Alexander
Princess
picks the
Cassima.
flower and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor.
Oh,
He can smell nothing else.
okay. Not only is the narrator telling us it's ugly, but it's stinky.
Colors of flame burst from the center of the incredibly stinky flower
That's good.
and drip onto its petals.
That's bad.
The flower's appearance is as flamboyant as its smell.
That's good. That's bad. Okay. Got a lot of mixed emotions going with that flower.
Alexander takes the feather.
All right. Well, I think we can go somewhere else first.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Mayhaps to the Isle of Wonder. We'll
Alexander
come to the
feels a
sacred
strange
mountain
pulling
at another
sensation.
time. Here we get sucked up again. What is going on over here?
Oyster beds line the seashore. Most of the oysters are sound asleep.
Oyster beds? They're actually laying in beds.
One of the oysters is sitting up in bed and doesn't look very happy. He seems to be the only one who can't sleep. In the oyster's mouth, Alexander can see a glint of white. A string of letters floats in the water. The letters spell out, "Where are you going?" Alexander's heard of alphabet soup, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this sea is getting introspective. Let's go ahead and save it real quick. And let's talk to Sleepy McGee.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
Oh, that's a bummer. What we got to help you out? I don't think a mint will help. Maybe a story?
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
All right. Let's see if we can read her a little story. Help her out here.
If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Hey, that would be great.
Aww.
2
Little
dulcimers
bedtime
raised to
story.
a degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53.
It's a riveting story you got there, Prince Alexander. Oh, yeah. Gonna put me to sleep,
yields a
too.
minnow of precise measurements, 2,069 centidrills by 3,023 and 6/7 puns, not punts, as might be expected. This is not to say, however, in any sense whatsoever, that deviations in mean temperature of 5 or 6 dregs or so indicate a
I'm just trying to follow the story, but I think I'm actually supposed to be doing something.
the conclusions uncovered in due course.
I was just enwrapped in the story. I forgot maybe I should help out with this little mouth ache she has here.
Alexander makes a grab for the pearl.
Here. Maybe that will help.
You fixed my mouth. It feels great.
The little oyster drifts into peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends.
Nice job. See if we can get that alphabet soup.
Alexander wades into the sea to get the strange object in the water. The ocean currents tug at Alexander's legs.
Uh-oh.
That object is just a bit out of reach.
No. Go back, Prince Alexander. What? When a Sierra game warns me, I take it very serious. Okay. Well, let's just, we'll leave the alphabet soup for now.
Alexander hears someone coming.
Hello, it's the Welcome Brigade.
5 fierce guards of the Isle we be.
Watch for a foreign man, said he, with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If mad it be, then mad it dies.
Oh no. Okay, guys.
Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
We're gonna have to fool these guys. We're not human at all. Just a stinky flower.
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the
We're working for our genie boy.
Tom Troll I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more. Listen, hark you, broken oar.
I love how they're all rhyming.
With your ears.
Great, like, fairy tale characters. Got to fool all these senses. Gotta fool some ears. The only thing I got that makes any sound is a nightingale.
Alexander winds the tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
Listen to this hot jam. Lay this track down for you. Heck yeah, he's a jiggying and a ziggying. You know, for a murderous, giant-eared troll guy, he likes to dance.
A way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me.
Yeah. What we got now? Taste.
Whether friend or whether foe.
I need something tasty. How about a mint, boy?
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Pop it in there.
Grumflump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet.
Yeah. You know I'm sweet.
Dilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
Let's see, handy boy. Got a feather. I have... let's use this. The rabbit's foot.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet. Old Bill Batter.
Oh, no.
Can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter.
How can I fool the one with the eyes? Well, maybe this ink bottle isn't so empty.
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
Aha!
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
We did it. We fooled all 5 senses and avoided from being killed. Which, in my book, is just a big old plus.
Alexander did it. He's fooled the guards.
And it looks like the alphabet soup is a little closer now.
Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?" Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete.
Where are we going? Question I ask myself daily. Well, let's go ahead and give this a hot save, because we did just survive that large ordeal. Survived the sense, boys. And we'll go ahead and end this episode here. But now it's getting exciting. Now we're island hopping. We're going to these great mystical places It may be a little dangerous, but we can do it. We can complete this game, we can save Princess Cassima, and we can find our happy ending. But only if you join me, friends, and I hope you do the next video. So, see you next time.